What was the Age of Enlightenment? Also known as the Age of Reason, the Enlightenment was a European intellectual movement during the 17th and 18th century. This is where people started challenging the authority of kings and other leaders by questioning their so-called divine right. They started to look for answers using logic and reason and asked why things were the way they are. The role of art and media. The Age of Enlightenment was a big shift of thinking. The artists of this time were expressing the ideals of rationality, morality, and reason. This is evident through several artists. One example is this painting, Muscles of the Back, showing a woman with the skin of her back peeled away to show the underlying muscles. The artists of the time had started to shift from still life and painting what was in front of them towards illustrating what they knew and not just what they could see. And they were beginning to start using art as a tool of knowledge instead of just for decoration. Another example is this painting by Joseph Wright, representing the thinkers of the time challenging the church's explanation for their existence. They no longer blindly believed that God was their sole creator and wanted to find answers based on reason.
Ideas like individual liberty and religious tolerance were created from the Enlightenment. Montesquieu, a French philosopher at the time, created the idea of separation of powers in the government. His ideas are incorporated into constitutions worldwide, including the United States. Another key figure in the Enlightenment was this English guy named John Locke, who created the idea that all people should have the rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. He also argued for freedom of speech, freedom of press, equality among civilians, and all that type of stuff. So back in America, wealthy colonists who could read newspapers and all that stuff caught on to the ideas formed from the Enlightenment and began to question why they were even following the authority of Britain. These people included founding fathers like Thomas Paine, and he really liked the ideals in the Enlightenment and wrote papers like Common Sense, which addressed the creation of a democratic republic. He advocated for a government for the people by the people, and that living under the monarchy was violating the natural laws.
As these wealthy people learned about the ideals from John Locke and others, they were enraged because they felt as if they didn't have any of these rights and freedoms. Both the questioning of British rule and their lack of rights caused the rich colonists to push for independence from Britain and create their own government. Since many of the normal colonists were already mad at Britain, they were in favor of this decision.